This is the Impulsive Thinker podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, André Brisson.
Hey there. This week we're talking with Dr. William Dodson, where we were talking about the interest-based nervous system. And this topic has been intriguing me since I first heard him talk about this about 5-6 years ago, shortly after I was diagnosed. And to me, it was a big bang, made sense to me right away without actually having to hear the whole episode of the podcast he was on with Attitude Magazine. Actually, I'll also put that in the show notes because it's a good episode to talk about, even though it's 5-6 years old. So basically, the neurotypicals or other people, they have an importance-based nervous system, while the ADHD brain is interest-based nervous system. So quick synopsis. Importance-based means as long as the priorities are set, it's important to get done, they can just get her done because it's important. It could be important to them. It could be important to someone else. As we call secondary importance is very hard for the ADHD brain. They can find the motivation because it's important. Doesn't matter if it's interesting. It could be boring to them. They will get it done because it's important. Now, the ADHD brain has the interest-based nervous system where importance, the brain just doesn't make it a priority to get engaged into something. And then he's got a little acronym called, NICUP, or NUICUP. And for the ADHD brain, interest-based nervous system to get engaged, it has to be novel, something new, interesting, or interesting is the I, so it has to be interesting. The C is competition, or what I used to refer as challenging. So if it's a competition or you create a competition, like for me, my first company was started because someone told me there's no way you can start a niche market requirement engineering firm and it won't be good. So I took it on and went on, and I found the energy to do it. No problem. Urgency is the U. So if things are urgent, our mind can get engaged. And then the P, which is relatively new to me, it's not relatively new, it is new to me, is passion. So if we have novelty, interest, competition or challenging, urgency, and passion, then our ADHD brain can get engaged. And reflect back and look, things are important to your family or to other people, but it's hard to get it done if you don't follow, if it's not passion, if you got no passion for it, it's not urgent, it's not challenging or a competition, or it's not interesting, or it's not novel. And there's nothing wrong with you in this case. That's just the way your brain is wired. Okay? And the other valid fact that he made, and I really like this, is the world will not change to accept interest-based nervous system. The world is wired for importance-based. So, is he saying, well, we got to give in and just melt in with that attitude? You know me? No, we don't. But instead of fighting a battle we know we're not going to lose or wasting energy on trying to change the system they'll never will, what we can do is educate people who want to listen and respect us and value this interest-based nervous system. We got to communicate that it's different. And to do that, we also need to structure ourselves to be able to stay in the interest-based nervous system and move away from importance. Because I know when I'm speaking with this, I know you're going to relate to this very well. How many times are you just wasting energy and being frustrated and pissed off? You're doing a bunch of stuff because it's important to someone else, but it's not interesting, challenging, novel, urgent, or passionate. You got no passion for, right? So when you're actually trying to force yourself to focus, I think you're in a state of importance, secondary importance. I think no matter what, if it's important to us, that's fine, but it still has to fit in with the NICUP format. well, it's important to get your taxes in, but there's a lot of times we don't get it in on time. That's the stereotypical statement, but just think about it. It's boring. It's not challenging. It's not interesting. There's no passion for it. So even if it's important to us, our brain's going, whatever, we'll wait till it's urgent. Either right before the deadline or 10 years later when your IRS or Canada Revenue Agency is coming over with a $2 million fine. Exaggeration, but you know what I mean. So after our conversation, we talked a little more after the recording, and he really solidified what I've been explaining to you, the listeners. I've been working with my clients in tactical breakthroughs, is we need to structure ourselves so we can stay in our NICUP, interest-based nervous system. So that means identifying your strengths and your talents, identifying your value to people, and just stay in that realm of where you provide the greatest value to people, working in your talents and strengths, which is also within your passion. So as long as you're working in your strengths, that means you're going to have a passion to do it. And you'll be able to get engaged, get into hyper-focused. So what about all the other crap? You're the entrepreneur. If you're able to have someone to do all the boring, mundane stuff, that takes it off your plate. They do it at a different pay level. You're able to do more of what you do best at greater value. So if you're freed up to do 10 hours of extra work that brings in a lot of money, that will compensate someone else being paid to do it. So like for me, I'm really good at the getting, the solving, everyone agreeing to the solution. But the final paperwork, the final calculations, the final drawings, all that minor, like once it goes beyond, I agree this is the solution to go with, it's no longer interesting to me. It's no longer novel. It's no longer challenging. There's no competition to make this problem solve. And the passion is gone because for me, it's solved. So that's why I have other engineers that love crunching numbers, running Excel spreadsheets, running software, and I got drafters that love making drawings, communicating with the project, with the customer for the final stages to get them the final paperwork. I go in when it's challenging again because something's changed or there's a problem to be solved. Final review to make sure it meets the criteria of our deliverables. And then that's it. We need to structure our companies around us. We have our unique ability. My goal around my company is to be the dumbest person in the company, surround myself with smarter people. Where I'm good at, no one else can do. So whatever I'm not good at, I hire people to do that. And then with time, I find out what they're not good at and what they should not be doing. And I hire other team members to replace those. That's how we grow. So everyone's within a unique ability and strengths and working with passion. So we've got to strive and look up and see how we can make things novel, interesting, challenging, competitive, urgent, and within our passion, and then hire everything else. That is very key. And the one statement that he did make is being bored is opposite of being interested. So if you're bored, that means your brain's not activated or engaged. You need to go find something that's within the NICUP interest base. Do something that's interesting or whatnot. So take that as an early warning that it's, you got to change it up. Or like he said, become miserable, become annoying, depressive, or whatnot. And we are responsible to change our moods and our ways. It's not up to other people to do it. So I'm going to end here. I'd like to hear what you thought about all this with the whole point about the interest-based nervous system. So if you can email me at andre@tacticalbts.com, I want to hear what you think about it. Does it make sense? No problem. Not too sure. But I think this, like for me, it just made sense where I should be, when I was getting in trouble not doing stuff was because it was important for other people. So as I was about to sign off with Dr. Dodson from our post-recording discussion, he goes, ADHD person has to be the boss. Why? Because all our lives we've been told we suck, that we don't know what we're doing. So does this make sense to you why we have this need to be the boss? Because no one's telling us what we do or suck. The clients do, but they reward us with the paycheck or a check or money. So think about that. ADHD people have to be the boss because of our past trauma, as he called it. And then once when I knew about my past trauma, I was able to start letting go of some stuff. But anyways, I thought it was a great insight why a lot of ADHD people are bosses, because being told you suck all those times, the only way you can control not being told you suck is by being in charge. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks again for learning with me. Talk to you soon. The ADHD transformation program has launched and it's working. Clients are saying it's changed their lives and I am their ADHD hack. So go to tacticalbts.com/ATJP for more information. I want you to join and learn your own ADHD vocabulary and to learn that you're not stupid and we can make you work effectively.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by André. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.